Peace, love, and light. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I ask that this message be clear, concise, and direct for whoever needs it. We have the Ace of Swords with the Judgment and the Justice. So you could be going through a renewal, transformation as of now. Holy Spirit, we ask that you block anything that is not for the collective's highest good. And we thank you for the ability to be here today. We thank the ancestors, angels, saints of the Most High White Light for guiding and protecting us along your side. Jehovah, thank you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I like to do collective readings. And depending on what time looks like, would determine how long we go for, or if any personal pulls are done either by donation or free. If you're interested in a personal private reading, you can find that information on my website, www.spiritualembrace.com, under the services tab. Thank you. Shout out to all my long subbies. I appreciate you all rocking with me and being patient. This channel isn't for everyone, but those who are chosen to be here. Okay, so we're also gonna do some oracle this morning. So everything is already in the upright. And then we'll get into it. Oh, haven't shuffled this deck in a minute. These are all different sizes. Yeah, so there could have been an ending in a relationship with that Judgment, Justice, and the Ace of Swords. They were all on the upright, and then I saw the Lovers, and I want to say it was the Seven of Swords. I'd have to go back and re-watch, but the Seven of Swords, it could be, you know, disagreements, moving on, so just be mindful of that. All right, beautiful soul. I pray that you're feeling your best this morning, afternoon or night, depending on when you watch this. And let's go. Let's see what's going on. Seven. Okay, I keep wanting to say Seven of Swords. So this could be in regard to the major decision. The Fool is coming out here again. I saw that before the pre-shuffle as well. So in conjunction with the Justice, Judgment, the Ace of Swords, and the Seven of Swords, it could be that you're walking away from arguments or people that are trying to get under your skin. This could be a contractual agreement. This could be a relationship. Take it how it resonates, but this is something that is filled with a lot of illusions, something that you haven't really been happy with, something that you're wanting to move forward from. With the Four of Wands here, it seems as if though you're not really happy. Moving forward though, just be sure that you're really paying attention to signs, synchronicities, and whether or not these future things or this person or persons align with what it is that you're working towards. Because I feel like this is a long path that you're going to be on. It's a path of self-discovery, but also it will urge you to really flourish during tough times in the midst of the storm. Hopefully that came out correctly as I was trying to translate. Yeah, so you have the Ace of Pentacles here. So this is definitely in regard to your stability. Yeah, so there's some type of insincerity that you need to be careful about. And this could be with the Judgment, the Justice, Ace of Swords that came out earlier, along with the Fool in the pre-shuffle. Fool's presenting itself here as well. Lovers also came out. Seven of Swords. So it could be that you need to be careful that people aren't re-entering your life right now as you're approaching this Ace of Pentacles. That could be the long road that you've been on, or the journey that you've decided to embark on once more. It could be that you are looking towards changing some things around, or you have started to change things around, which have involved eliminating things, or it could just have been restricting your energy from interactions with people or things that you felt weren't really worth the investment. And that's what you're being presently urged to watch out for, because there is this energy of communication coming in. People patiently sitting back and watching, but kind of just living their own life and not really having an interest in what benefits your highest good. But when you pull back from that, and these people see that you have now reached this new level of content, self-content, because I'm getting that you're walking on this road to self-fulfillment and really embodying who you are, and really I'm seeing kind of like a corset. You know how when you tie a corset, how you tighten the straps? Or you could even be on just tightening things, right? You could be tightening things up in your life and really putting on that buckle, that belt on strong to hold your, pants. So you could be someone that's like the head of your household, or you wanting to step into this emperor energy of someone that runs the show. You could be male or female. Remember, there's no gender in this, right? You could be a woman and an emperor. You could be an emperor and embodying empress qualities. Doesn't mean that you're one or the other. So you could just really be transitioning in through that, and people are looking at you as, wow, this person has reached this next level. But with the Seven of Cups, the moon here, I feel like it is a level of insincerity that you need to be watching out for, especially because these are things where you have the upper hand. You have the upper hand in everything, and I don't like how people are coming out of the woodworks for you. You have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. And so this is part of your new beginning. The King of Swords is popping up here too. So this is something that you worked on. And you spent a lot of time working on those things to get to this level of groundness and self-content. You could be someone, excuse me, who felt as if you didn't have a voice in a situation because people were constantly coming at you and you had to constantly fight your battle, but you always came up on top. Hey Shakira, how are you, my love? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you. I saw your message, I think it was last week on one of my videos. I hearted it. How are you, my love? Hey Makaya, how are you? Oh my gosh, you just made my day, both of you. Makaya, I was cracking up about your skin comment to me since that video, by the way. You made me laugh so hard. So thank you for that, my love. So then we also have the Eight of Swords here. With the Eight of Swords, it's letting go of the bondage, letting go of the betrayal. And maybe that's what that is, why I'm seeing that corset. I'm seeing like, what I'm getting to give you all is the tightening of a corset, right? The purpose of a corset is to help hold everything in, but it also helps with your posture, right? And so maybe it's something about where you finally decided to put your foot down and say, you know what? I'm not going to spend more time on the phone than I need to. I'm not going to go to this place because I don't get nothing from it. I'm not going to go out drinking because when I go out drinking with so-and-so, I feel drained the next day. Whatever it may be, but I really feel as if it is down to your stability. It's something about you standing 10 toes down on your stability, on your growth, and what it is that you've needed to cut out so that you can get here. And I feel as if it started with people. At first, it might have just been something where you were like, you know what, one or two people, let me stop spending time with them. But this is big change because the Lover came out. So you could have been dealing with family members, a love relationship. You could have been dealing with a Gemini, if you want to sign. You could have been dealing with a workplace. Take it how it resonates, but this is something major that you decided to be 10 toes down on and say, you know what? I was really excited about things. I didn't like the way that this was making me feel and has been making me feel. I'm making the decision to move forward because I'm seeing now that this has just been a facade, right? This whole situation has been a facade. And in order for me to do what it is that I need to do, I need to really stand 100% in what I'm feeling and what I'm wanting, and really move on to the things that are really going to truly fulfill me. And by really moving in that energy, not so much thinking about it, but you've taken the step to move into that energy, you're now seeing that you are starting to be more prosperous in different aspects of your life because you were patient through the process. You were patient on yourself, but you also know that when these people come back in, that with the moon energy and the Hanged Man here as well, that you're going to have to change the way that you deal with people accordingly. Yep, look at that. Magician and the Ace of Swords again. So this could be that energy of, you know, you're trying to master how you're going to approach this situation. You might have been very quiet about how you've been moving in situations, how it is that you're wanting to approach certain people that come back into your life. So you're very much in the energy of let me protect what I've been nurturing. Let me protect what God has blessed me with to protect me, and not allow just anyone in to reap the fruits of my labor. There could be something about a blue car or something about blue metal or some type of plaque, something like a plate. I don't know why I'm seeing in the Three of Cups, I'm seeing the foot of her dress. Geez, I don't know what these are called. Hopefully you can see it in the camera and it's not too blurry. I don't know if you could zoom in, but on the foot of her dress, if you could see these little points, right? It reminds me of a piece of metal, okay? And it has these rivets in it, but they're outward rivets, not like holes. I don't know, I feel like that's something specific. Maybe you're a welder. Eight of Wands here coming up with the King of Swords. The King of Swords is coming out again. So in the beginning when the King of Swords came out, I felt as if that was you, but I want to know with the Eight of Wands here, it's like you're moving forward and with the Devil. So I want to know more about this opposition that you're trying to avoid. Because I feel as if it's something that, whether you realize it or not, you're a lot more grounded in being able to deal with this opposition than you realize. But I am getting this energy of just like not wanting to deal with it. Obviously, I mean, who wants to deal with the negativity? I know I don't. You did, Makaya? Yeah, man, listen, I don't know what was going on with YouTube this morning. It was like, I've been trying to stream since like 6 a.m. I try to come on early. No, my website's been up, Shakira. I'm still in business. Just YouTube takes a lot of time. It does, the setup and... Protect what I don't want to mess up. So good to keep inner peace or positive energies and accomplish our goals with that. Very precious to not mess up. Absolutely. Absolutely. You couldn't book time last year, Shakira? I know for a while there was an issue with my calendar. But my email's on my website, so if you ever have any issues trying to book or anything like that, it's info@SpiritualEmbrace. So you can always reach me there. I'm in my email. Girl, I'm in my email right now. My email is always up. if you ever need to reach me for anything. And I will say this, my prices on my services do fluctuate, but I try to run specials for everyone because I know that, you know, not everybody's finances are where they need to be. So if anyone ever needs any help with anything, send me an email. If I am guided to help you in any way, I will. And trust and believe my spirit team don't play. I will know when someone's trying to take advantage. So, where you get this? I was led to that name, Micaiah. So I've been in business. Well, I've been in this for 20 years now. So my YouTube, I started, I think, 2019. It was before COVID, 2018, 2019. I just never did anything with it. I want to know what this opposition is for the collective. Six of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the King of Swords. The King of Swords is coming out again. So you could be dealing with someone that's in that same energy, is trying to come off as being someone that's real. Or this could have been someone who you thought was real, but then you realize that they weren't. Look, Temperance is coming out here again with the Nine of Swords and the Three of Swords with the King of Cups. So you could have been very kind to this person. You could have been open to this person because you thought that this person was being honest with you about the situation at hand. This could have been something that this person was wanting to give to you, but it's something that you soon realize came with its price. This is about your growth though. This is kind of like the mentor does not like to see the mentee grow energy. Wow, look at that. King of Pentacles and the King of Cups. The King of Pentacles and the King of Cups are coming out here. I feel like these are two different energies. I feel like you're embodying what does embodying mean? Embodying the King of Swords energy, but I feel like this is someone who is skillful in their ways that they handle things, but then this is someone else. So you could have more than one person. You could have someone in your past that's trying to creep back into your energy, or there's something about what you've presently dealt with or what you're walking away in the recent past. And your recent past could be yesterday if you decided, you know, to cut something off. But this could be something that mimicked someone from or something from your past, where you looked at the situation like, okay, I remember when X, Y, and Z happened. So those were the red flags in that situation. These are the red flags in this situation. This is what I need to do to move on. And with the King of Cups here, I feel like this is a new beginning, but that there's going to be some type of quarrel. Yeah, like once you get into your stability, you're going to meet someone, but you're going to have decisions to make. All right, so once you move into this level of stability, you're going to once you reach this level of stability, I feel like you're going to be approached by more people, which we know, right? You're going to have people trying to come back into your energy, but there is a positive energy of someone coming in, and I feel like that's the King of Pentacles. I'm sorry, the King of Cups. Six of Swords is showing there too. So it's like you walk away from all of the drama and then people come in trying to rush back in. But that King of Cups, I feel like, is someone who is going to be a positive, but there's going to be things that that person is still working on, or there's just a level of something not being perfect. Thank you, Micaiah. You know, Shakira, I have my TikTok channel, but your girl, you know, girl, I could barely make it on here. Everyone keeps telling me. I was just talking to my friend yesterday, and they were telling me that I need to go back on TikTok. I did, you'll be proud of me. I did create a Patreon. I just, with managing all of my clientele on the back end, and then managing the website. It's a lot. And my assistant's great, but it's just I get a lot on my plate, and I try to focus. I don't be disappearing, girl. I be focused on the one-on-ones in person. I be focused on the one-on-ones in person. That's what it is. I have a retreat coming up that I'll be posting information on. Just waiting for the other spiritual store, the other healer that I'm working with. I'm laughing at your emoji, Shakira. You know how I am, girl. You know I try. But I've just been doing a lot of stuff on the background. I did a lot of events in the past year. Just doing a lot of in-person stuff. Okay. So let's see. Let's dig deeper. Shakira, I looked at your picture, and when you left me that message, I was like, oh, my Shakira, she's so pretty. I was so excited when I saw your message. So excited when I saw your message. So this could be in regard to some growth. This could be in regard to a child. Look at that. So this could be in regard to moving on, realizing the things that you are excited about in life and not excited about in life, and wanting to make those changes, celebrating yourself, and really focusing on yourself. So yeah, again, building yourself. Yeah, building yourself. This is what's triggering all of this, is you building yourself, rebuilding yourself, because it takes true tenacity to want to evolve and really following up on that. And so this is someone who you have fully taken the dive to grow. You might even be tapping into things that you weren't ever really maybe truly interested in. Like, you're expanding your horizons, you're looking at things from a different perspective. And also you could, be spending more time nurturing your hobbies, your talents, those little things that you're like, okay, I might not make money off of this, but I enjoy doing these things. Because I'm getting this very studious energy, and it's bringing you this self-love, contentment energy. And that's what makes people upset. It makes people upset, and it makes people upset because they want you to stay in that dull, still energy. I wanted to say still. I don't know what stole means. Stole? So a stole is a timber support or prop. So maybe you were, and this was used in mining to prevent cave-ins or support platforms. So maybe there's some type of correlation in the mining industry, or maybe you were the rock or the pole that held up other people, right? Because you've been very kind, very loving, and giving toward these people who are trying to come back in. So just be mindful of that energy. Let's see what else is coming out for the collective. I didn't know you were on TikTok. Yeah, but I did miss the other live. Yeah, I've been on several times. I think that's a YouTube thing, because when I logged back into my account, I had everything before I logged, because I still checked on my account. In all of my videos, I always make them private, unless, and this is something that I'm gonna actually do a poll towards, because I was gonna do a poll this morning. When I do Q&As, because it is on a public platform, would you all prefer those after the live to be made private or to be made public? Because those are the only videos that I can say might be private. And the reason why they might be private, if I go into too much detail about someone on the live, I just, out of courtesy for that person, I don't post. I'll keep that private. So keep that in mind. But some of these videos too, like when I do these lives, the freaking King of Swords again, with the Fool and the Five of Cups. So you have somebody who is not happy with the fact that you have walked away. Depending on who you are reading for. Yeah, exactly. It depends who I'm reading for. Like because the readings that I do, they're either by phone, or if we do it, you know, like with the cards showing, those are private. Both the phone and the regular readings that I do, if you book on my website, they're private. I don't do them online. I don't do them through YouTube. But those Q&As, I try to, it's hard because you know, there's some people that I want to share their information, and then there's others where I'm led to, listen, just, you know, keep it private, because there be people out here trolling, you know, using fake accounts and all kinds of weird shit that, you know, I don't know. But yes, depending on who I'm reading for. And then Shakira, send me an email, mama. info@spiritualembrace.com. Because I still wanted to do something special for you, my love. For moderating for me. Yeah, so the retreat locations, we're doing 3 different states, I believe. So once I get those details on those locations, it'll be on the website, but I'll also post it here as well. The star with the 10 of Swords is coming out. So you could be someone that's working on your talents, really excited about what you're doing, but just feel like there's some type of stagnancy around you. Give energies the current work than to negative people of the past. Exactly. Exactly, Micaiah. I don't feel like you all are stuck though. I feel like you're steadily growing, but it's this energy of like feeling empowered, but at the same time, like that self-doubt is trying to creep in, but you're standing and you're like, no, I'm not. But you need to be careful. Yeah, you need to be careful. If you want to continue in this piece, be careful. I'm getting it. Be careful. It's who you let back in. Because people are going to always try to come back in. And sometimes it's the brutal truth, the Hanged Man, the brutal truth of letting things go and letting people go and explaining. And sometimes you don't even need to explain why, because a silent explanation speaks volumes. A silent explanation speaks volumes. All right. Thank you, Holy Spirit. What does the collective need to know in regard to their finances? Jesus. What does the collective need to know in regard to their finances? What does the collective need to know in regard to their finances? What does the collective need to know? 9 of Cups, 6 of Wands. So I feel like this is a new beginning for you. You're going to feel better about your finances. I don't feel like things are as bad as they look. Could be raining a lot. Or something significant about when you're in the rain. info@spiritualembrace.com. You can DM my Instagram or you can email me. My Instagram is The Spiritual Embrace. My email is info@spiritualembrace.com, or you can go on my website. I think I took away the contact us. No, so the contact us. So if you go under the welcome tab, contact us is there. So if you want to send me a message that way, it'll come straight to my email. And we'll do like a free phone mini reading or something like that, Shakira. You can connect that way, boo. All right, let's do some look into their finances. I'm getting heavy Emperor energy. Strength. What is the strength about? What is the strength about? Absolutely, Micaiah. The spirit of discernment, man. You got to be careful, especially when you're in this growth energy. And that's the message that has been coming out a lot for the collective. Is stand your ground and recluse. Time to be a recluse. And focus on self. Yep. 7 of Pentacles with the Judgment here. So it could be, you know, moving forward. Claim what's yours. You know, move on. Forgive, forget. Not for them, but for you. What's going on with the finances? Jeez, guys, I'm getting all kinds of downloads right now. There's someone that you feel pain having someone around, or there's someone that brings you pain, anguish. That's what I heard, anguish. You need to let that go. The world, that person will continue to, oof, Jesus, that demon will continue to drain you of your resources until you remove them, cast them out. Someone that involves and embodies demonic energy. That's specific. The Fool with the 9 of Pentacles seems to be having a decision in regard to work. Oh, Santo Dios. I didn't like that. If you are around somebody and your energy is always feeling depleted, things are always breaking when that person is around, your money gets stuck, your stomach starts to hurt. Might not even be the same day, might be a couple days later or a couple days before. Okay? That person has an entity attached. And I can't stress this enough. You could even be someone that is spiritually grounded and have an entity attached. Please do not let simple physical ailments confuse you. Everything in the physical has been manifested in the spirit before it affects you physically. It is a spiritual battle. You don't know how to do anything else to cast it off of you? Say a prayer. And you don't have to be religious. You could even use simple wording. Your words are spells. Your words have power. And so there's nothing more beautiful, then you claiming back your strength because it works. And yes, there are entities that you need healers, or you need multiple healers to do the cleanse, despojos, limpiezas. More than one person sometime is needed. Sometimes it's this is specific. Sometimes for heavy entity attachments, sometimes it's as far as you needing to do water cleanses, and it's not just these rituals, it's their sacred rituals passed down, you know, that you need to do. So if you're ever around people that make you feel like that, please, 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 please do not ignore your intuition. Your body will tell you. Your body will tell you, and God will block your finances and other things in your life for you being hard-headed and wanting to attach your karma, that person's karma, onto you. There's people out here that are facing karma for things. And just because you ain't got no friends doesn't mean that you're a bad person. Their rejection is God's protection. So if you're able to move solo by yourself and be happy, you know, do it. If you're able to be around family and friends for a little bit of time, and then cleanse right away, because it's real out here. And I will always say that it is a war between good and evil. And yes, you need to have an equal balance of light and dark, okay? But the important thing is to remember that the dark doesn't overcome the light, and that you're not getting dragged into the dark. You need to have that equal balance of dark to know how to defeat your reaction towards the betrayals and the things that are done to you is what matters. That's what matters the most. Especially right now when so many people are blinded by, I mean, we've always been a society, we like nice glittery things, right? That's okay. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a society that we live in right now that is so perverse. Like legit, somebody sent me a video of like a Sweet 16, I think it was, or something like that. And these little girls dancing like in these little outfits or whatever. And I'm like, what the heck? And their family, and they twerking and, you know, like stripper things. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, I was like, this gotta be, you know, this gotta be a joke. And you hear the family, grown men and women cheering these little kids on. And it wasn't just the girls, it was like the boys too. I was like, oh hell no, like this is not, no. People are out here lost. There's lost souls wandering. There's lost souls wandering, and there's a lot of people who are tapping into spirituality because they think it's cool, not because they understand the depth of it. And that's why you need to even be more careful, because those are the people that you need to help along the way, because they really don't know. They really don't know. They really don't know. So something specific about someone with alopecia. I don't know why I'm seeing someone with alopecia. I believe that's how you say it. Specifically in the right, upper right portion of the scalp. Just make sure you're nurturing yourself and eating healthy. Finances for the collective. Alopecia, Micaiah, that's that thing where like your hair starts to fall out or it doesn't grow. I don't know if it's autoimmune, but I'm hearing autoimmune. Alopecia, I believe is how you spell it. Hi, Andrea. How are you, my love? Hey, Pandemonium. It depends what type of cleanse you're doing for a spiritual bath, my love. And welcome, Erica. Glad to have you here. It depends. It depends. It depends on, are we talking chakra blockages? Are we talking demonic attachments? Are we talking about road openings? Are we talking about a full cleanse? It really depends as to what type. There's spiritual baths that, you know, can be done and prepared for people that are one-time use baths, and that person is fine, right? And then there's people who are cleansing current life karma who need a more in-depth bath. There are people who can't even have baths. There are spiritual ceremonies that need to be done for that person to remove the blocks, and then a bath, or vice versa. It really isn't as clear cut and dry, and the same recipe doesn't apply for everybody, right? Because as you do these ceremonies, certain things may present themselves. The best thing that I could compare it to is an exorcism, because exorcisms are real. You know, exorcisms are real, and they work. There's also protection rituals that you can do as well. You know, protection rituals that you could do as well to protect yourself, your health, your finances. It just really depends on what spirit guides you to have to do. I don't know why I keep hearing I need to do spiritual baths. I guess because I'm going through a divorce after 28 years of marriage due to a third party on ex's part. So two-part question that I want you to think about. And before you answer me, just hear me. Is it you're receiving that download that you need the spiritual bath, or is it someone in the spiritual community telling you that you need a spiritual bath? Because if it's someone in the spiritual community telling you that you need a spiritual bath, then they need to be able to tell you as to the why you need a spiritual bath. In regard to having attachments from your exes, when you've been attached to somebody for such a long period of time, what happens is that you have now received some of their karma. Whether or not you decided to take on that karma, you agreed to it. The minute you laid with that person, you took on parts of their karma. There are people who, in short relationships as well, can absorb the karma of the other person. Like I was saying earlier, just even being next to the person next to you for too long, or spending time with someone that carries a lot of heavy karma, you'll bring that into your life. A perfect example is when people surround themselves around negative people, right? I don't want to use the word troublemakers, because this is life and everybody has to do whatever it is that they got to do to get by, okay? I'm talking about, you know, situations. And those people that go through that, by the way, is because they need some work done. And some of these people have had work done against them. But in regard to baths, Erica, to answer your question, if you're concerned about someone doing spiritual work on you, the first thing that you need to start doing is praying and creating protection around you. A simple salt bath is good, but again, it can be applied in different ways. The reason why I was asking you if it's a healer or a spiritual practitioner, spiritual advisor, whatever name that person uses, we all use different names, but interchangeably they're the same in some aspects, would determine the type of cleanse that you need, because one cleanse and one bath and the way you apply the bath doesn't apply the same for every person, and is different in each spiritual practice. Does that make sense? But if you're being led, if you're receiving a download and you're being told to take a bath, I'm seeing that it's something with your head. Specifically, the back of your neck is where you carry a lot of heavy energy. So as you cleanse, do it with cold water. Do it with cold water. But with that comes a lot of prayer. And I say prayer because that's what it is. Words are prayer. When we manifest and we say these things, I speak prosperity, love, and abundance into my life, and only positivity affect me and the people around me. And that anyone that is coming to bring me any negativity, I remove that person. And I ask that that energy, if it's coming to affect me, that it be transmuted into positivity within me, and that I be a beacon of light and aura surrounding everything and everyone that I associate with. In Jesus' name, in Allah's name, mote it be, so it be. Whatever way you want to end that, that is a prayer. That is a manifestation. Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. So this is seeing realizations and hopes for things that someone is wanting more in regard to their communication. I'm sorry, in regard to their career. So it could be time for you to start speaking up in the workplace or in your career. I just seen the sun there at the bottom of the deck. So maybe this is a, yeah, Emperor energy coming out with the Hanged Man and the King of Pentacles. This is definitely in regard to someone's finances, stability. You might be someone who works on the senior level or has the experience to work in a senior level position. Senior level position could also be someone that knows more than the people above them. Okay? So this is someone, you are someone who knows your craft. Who knows your craft. I feel like you might be a little bit in your ego about certain things, so you might want to have to work on the way that you deliver things, because communication, you know, is important. So just be mindful of how you deliver things. But you're very smart, and you need to not let people keep you down just because they don't have what it takes, because you have what it takes. And I'm getting this energy of someone not being offered what they're due because your intelligence affects other people. The freaking King of Swords again. And this is something in regard to someone's finances, what we're pulling right now. Okay, so you could be someone, again, this is all heavy on stability this morning. You've been dealing with people trying to come at you and being all nice and being fake or whatever, and it's all because they see that you're in a position of power. And either you're just starting to wake up and see that you're the shit, right? And you're starting to stand 10 toes down on the fact that you're the shit, or you know you're the shit and you're holding back and you need to start speaking up. Wheel of Fortune, 3 of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles. Your money's coming up. Your money's coming up. And Pandemonium, if you want a read, I'm not one to sell people on, like, to market. You know, I'm going to market my services, obviously, but if you really want to know what's going on, go to my website and let's book a consult. Otherwise, I do have a spiritual retreat that's coming up towards the end of the year, and once those details come up, I can let you know. It'll be posted on here and on my website as well. But at that spiritual retreat, we will be doing cleanses. As a spiritual advisor, I am telling you that if a spiritual advisor has properly read you and is just telling that you need to cleanse your energy, they're full of it. Because as a spiritual advisor, I will tell you right now that if spirit leads me to do a ritual on somebody, all right, I'm going to do it right then and there to cleanse whatever it is that person has off of them. And if they have not, when I say they, I mean God and the angels' armies, the Most High Divine has not given me the authority to cleanse that person, I am going to tell them the why I'm not allowed to cleanse that person. So if these are spiritual advisors, oh, you need to cleanse. I'm reading, listen, these cards are just visuals. I don't know why that POs me right now so much reading that message. And I can't say this enough times, y'all. When you do these free tarot readings, remember, it's energy, it's live. It's live. So I could be pulling a read on somebody, even if it's a Q&A, right? And because it's in a public setting, other energies might be absorbed into that reading because it's in a public forum. While these readings are entertainment, we're talking about spirituality. We're talking about spirituality. Please don't forget that. And there's a lot of people out here doing spiritual advisor work, and they don't know what it is to fight a demon in the spiritual and the flesh. They don't know. And there's a lot of people out here trying to sell people, you know, oh, you need to do this, oh, you need to do that, and causing the spirit of confusion. I bind and I rebuke it in Jesus' name, because that isn't even half the shit that people have going on with them. And I'm not a doctor, but I will say this. There's a lot of people out here, there's a lot of crazies out here pretending to understand spirituality. And for them, it's just a money game. For them, it's just a money game. This isn't a game. This is your soul we're playing with. It's not a game. It's not a game. Be very careful who you get your readings from and on what platform and what message you're receiving. Because I can't tell you how many times I'll be on here doing a Q&A and I have to repeat, or one of my mods come on there and tell people, hold your questions. Because all of that energy, the minute you read something that someone else posted, that taps into your energy. So Shakira was saying earlier why I haven't been on. That's the reason why. Because I needed to dedicate my time to people that needed more things in person in a private setting. You have to be careful with that, mama, please. I can't express that enough. It's not always your energy, though. That's the thing. And a true spiritual advisor will give you the exact things that you need. They will explain to you why it is that you're dealing the things that you're dealing with, what needs to be done, and they will work with you. Because I'm telling you, as a spiritual advisor, I'm not going to leave you like that and just say, oh, go cleanse your energy. Unless it's a quickie, you need to do a cleanse. But I'm not going to tell you in a public forum what it is that you need to do, because first of all, I know how spirituality works, and I know that there's people out here using this for dark to sieve other people's energy, which is why I keep telling y'all, you need to be careful with who you're playing with out here. There's people who just learn how to freaking do tarot because I think that shit is cool. I come from a lineage of brujas, sacerdotes, witches, priests, high priestess, voodoo practitioners, and everything in between. There are certain things you don't play with. There are certain things you don't play with. Okay? Yeah, and there are things that, there are people, absolutely, Micaiah, where of you, the karma that the person has to go through, they have to go through that karma. But it's the same thing of, if you're going through karma and someone, and a spiritual advisor says, oh no, that's just your karma, there's nothing you could do. No, that's wrong. There are plenty of things that someone can do in this present life to clear out their karma, spiritually and in the flesh. That's telling somebody there's no hope for you. The heck kind of, come on. Queen of Cups. Eight of Cups. This is, you being committed to yourself and your growth in your finances and really manifesting this opportunity for growth within your finances. You have people that are upset because you're leaving them behind and you've moved very quickly into this energy of success. You're just like, you know what? Deuces. Yeah, so I'm going to tell you right now, too, why are you doing a reading on your ex? Unless it's something that's affecting you directly, people should not be pulling energies on other people. That is a violation of spiritual law. And I will tell anybody that comes into a private reading with me, the minute they start asking me to pull on other people and tap into someone's privacy, that is a violation of spiritual law. I can tell you what's affecting you directly and how it's affecting you directly, but I'm not going to be tapping into other people and as to why they're going through what it is that they're going through, unless Spirit gives that to me. And I don't play around with God, because God will tell me clear as day, this is for you to know and for you not to share, because I'm not going to go through spiritual karma for anybody. For anybody. It's none of your business what your ex got going on, with who did brujeria on him, lo que sea. It's none of your business. It's none of your business. Now, if she's doing spiritual work on you, es otra cosa. That's different. That's different. Because I can tell you right now, there's a lot of deities out there that don't play. And you start messing around and mixing and dabbing it and trying to pull and get insight on people, their ancestors don't play about them. That's why you be seeing people out here with their tooth missing and balding. Don't play with people spiritually. Don't play with people spiritually. Please don't. I don't like that. I don't like that. There's something like that's disturbing about what they've told you, Erica. Ten cuidado con eso, mi amor. You really gotta be careful. Because there's people out here too that's practice spirituality is specific to bind you, so that they can take your money, so that they can take your looks, your joy. Come on now, Spirit. 444. Thank you, Jesus. Especially on this online community. Let's do some free tarot quickies. If you're new to my channel, make sure you guys hit that like button if you like the message. If you feel called to subscribe, please do so. Yeah, no. I don't play that. Listen. Because if you've ever fought Satan, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And not the illusion of Satan. I've had to stomp him out several times. I don't play when it comes to this. And then just decide one day I'm going to start doing tarot. Nah. This is a calling. And it's not an easy one. It's not an easy one. But I am blessed, so blessed, highly favored and thankful to be chosen to help who needs to be helped on behalf of the Holy Spirit. Thank you, God. You can absolutely lighten your karma. Yeah, your past person is your past. Your past is your past. Let that go. I know it hurts, but those are different things that you can do. You know, certain things that you can do to lighten that load, to help you heal, right? There are plenty of things that you can do. Plenty of things that you can do. Not everything is that someone does spell work on you, okay? There's some people out here that, you know, just don't know what it is to be alone. And that comes from childhood trauma that needs to be helped. There's prayers, there's Reiki. There's so many different modalities. There's going outside for a walk in the park. Believe it or not, that helps too. Understanding, you know, doing your birth chart readings. Sometimes there's not even anything wrong with you. It's you needing to understand who you are and what you're made up of and why you're being led to do certain things or why you react a certain type of way. It's so much more beyond your astrological sign. Numerology plays a huge part in all of this. You know, my Muslim brothers and sisters out there, you know, there's a lot in Muslim and Christianity that meets, and Catholicism that meets, but there's a lot of gaps in there as well. If you guys are looking for a free tarot quickie, I'm just going to pull a few. You can go ahead and start dropping your questions in the chat. It's just Spirituality is so vast. It's so vast. It's so vast. But not everybody is called to help and to remove and to heal. Not everybody is called to be a healer. And there are different types of healers. Yes, absolutely, Micaiah. I don't think that a lot of people realize how important it is to be able to tolerate yourself. That takes true freaking work, man, to sit back and say, okay, I don't like this about myself. Now what? You know that you don't like something about yourself. Because it's easy, you know, the saying, you could point the finger at somebody and 3 others are pointing at you, right? So what about you is it that you're willing to work on and fix? What is it about you that you're willing to work on and fix? Is it that you're wanting to grow in your workplace? But what's the root cause of it? Yeah, it's definitely not. It's really, and then people wonder, Micaiah, why they're going through so much adversity in their life. Because you're playing around with God. Come on now. You think that if you're spiritually grounded, you're laughing at someone else's downfalls, or you're hoping malice upon them, that good things are going to come to you? You know what I mean? We're human. Well, there's times where we do things that we're like, man, we feel bad later because we're human. It's all part of the human experience. But it's important to really dig deep. To really dig deep. And it's important to really dig deep and understand what part of you is attracting the things that you keep attracting and why you keep going through these lessons. Growth. I love these cards. Being vulnerable is not being weak. It's exactly the opposite. You are being courageous enough to show your true self. It can really be hard to be vulnerable, but the rewards to our relationships and life can be immense. Watch The Power of Being Vulnerable by Brené Brown. The Power of Being Vulnerable by Brené Brown. B-R-E-N-E Brown. B-R-O-W-N. The Power of Being Vulnerable. It's time to spend time in your community so that you can grow. You know? When we choose to do something, we're not choosing to do something else. What would you rather be doing? The challenge is not about avoiding necessary chores, but about how we spend our precious free time. The Power of Being Vulnerable. Yes. By Brené, B-R-E, B like boy, R, Romeo, E, Echo, N, November, E, Echo, Brown, Bravo, Romeo, Oscar, Wisconsin, November. That's crazy that that came up in conversation today. Thank you, Holy Spirit, because And that came up heavy in my spirit the other day too. You can't be judging a book by its cover. And don't let people put you in a box and judge you. Some things are hereditary. And not everybody has hereditary lineage to practice. And while you might not have hereditary lineage to practice, doesn't mean that you don't have the power within you to do what it is to do for yourself. Sometimes you need to stop being less sweet and more aggressive and direct. Gossip, you could be dealing with gossip right now. And that gossip is what's keeping you bound up. Hi, Diamond. So just a question for the Q&As moving forward, and I'm going to ask this in several videos just so I make sure I get everyone's response. After the live, would you want those Q&As to remain public for view later, or would you like those to be private? Because I can post the collective and just cut out the Q&A so that your questions and answers are private somewhat. Because you know it's live, so it's already live, or we can make them private later. Something about fitness. Maybe you're really in shape. Something about the booty being juicy. You like juicy booties? I don't know. Take that how that resonates. Maybe it's time for you to approach that gym crush. If you guys have a question, say hey and drop a question in the chat. I'm only going to do a few this morning. Trying to find which deck I want to use. So just give me a second. If you want to book a private reading, that information is on my website. If you want a Reiki session, that information is on my website. If you want to meet with me in person, that information is on my website. If you need an ordained minister, that information is on my website. If you need spiritual advisement, that information is on my website. My answer is public according to my question. True. True. Very true. Diamond, are you still here, my love? That's nice for whoever. Moving on up. The beginning of money to the full 10 of Pentacles. All right, Diamond. Should Diamond continue to communicate with this person? Or should she block him? I keep hearing yes. So this person definitely has a level of insincerity about them. With the Hierophant coming out here, you know that this person has a sneaky thing about them, but this is the Emperor. In your mind, this is the Emperor with the Five of Swords and the Ten of Cups. They are very loving. They are kind. You are being urged to remain defensive when it comes to this person because they have this Three of Swords energy. This person has caused you a lot of pain. And with the Hermit energy, you're being guided to just withdraw, focus on yourself and what it is that makes you happy right now. Yeah, Seven of Wands here. I don't see that this person would approach you to apologize. I feel like you're the one that comes out on top in this situation by you blocking them. Yeah, this person's still playing in their head whether or not it's even worth to reach out. This person's focused on other things that aren't important as it relates to you. Seven of Swords with the Four of Pentacles, Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's time to move on, mama. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the chats. Eric, are you still here? You're welcome, Diamond. I know those aren't always the best things that we want to hear, but better to know than to walk in, you know, blinded. If you are looking for a quick, free Q&A, drop your question in the chat, y'all. I'm about to log off in a few. If you want something more private, visit my website. Micaiah, do you have a question, my love? I know that's right. Jeez, I can't believe we're already... Hey, Firebird. I can't believe we're in August, y'all. Like, this is crazy. Time flies. Time flies. I feel like 2024, I blinked and it was gone. Oh my gosh. I'm good, my love. How are you? I remember you as Firefly. Don't be playing tricks on me. No, I'm just playing. I'm good, boo. How you been? I'm doing quick free Q&A if you have a question. Dude, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Summer is gone. Yeah, it feels like that. Like, I woke up this morning, I'm like, is today Tuesday? Is today Wednesday? Like, what day of the week is it? I know it's Tuesday now. But at first I was like, is it though? It's crazy. And the weekends are never, ever, I'm not even gonna say weekends, time off is never enough. Because I feel like I'm always doing something. I'm always doing something. Guys, I'm only on here for a few more moments. So if you have a question, drop it in the chat. Otherwise, on the next collective, we can try it. Someone is playing with the match. Yeah, I'm telling you. That's how I feel. I was like, damn, like, what the heck? Why do I feel like, I kid you not, this morning I woke up and I was like, why does it feel like a Wednesday? Like Wednesdays, WTF Wednesdays is what I call them, because everything goes crazy on a Wednesday. And I was like, what the heck? I was like, was yesterday Monday? It sure was. What are Scorpio's next actions towards Firefly? I'm joking. I'll call you Firebird. I liked Firefly though. It's okay. I like Firebird too. Ooh, and you know what I just saw? I kid you not. God is my witness. I just saw a bird fly across. I just looked out the window. Saw a bird. That's a blessing. That is a blessing, my friend. I know that's right. We always got to switch up and evolve every day. All right. What is Scorpio's? Yeah. Birds can represent love, ancestors, divine guidance, divine timing. What are Scorpio's actions? Okay, Ace of Swords. All right, let's see. What are the Scorpio's actions towards Firebird? Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Cups in reverse, and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So this person really isn't going to be following through. I feel like they really are in this Scorpion energy, because you know Scorpios can be very closed off, especially when their feelings are hurt in some capacity, whether you did something wrong or right. If a Scorpio, like any sign, but specifically Scorpios can be like this, where they could be very closed off, and it's a defense mechanism for them. But with the Eight of Pentacles, it's like this person isn't I don't see this person approaching you. Just yet. But you also have the Three of Cups with the Knight of Cups. You have more cards that came out in the reverse. Yeah, this person, this is over with this person. I don't see that anything is going to move forward. I feel like if this person does approach you again, Firebird, it'll be just for a dull moment, just to maybe entertain things, because it's like this person's kind of like on guard. This person's on guard. Everything is in the okay. Everything is in the reverse except the King of Pentacles and the Sun. But I don't feel like this is this person. And Seven of Pentacles too. You're being urged to not entertain this person. Like when this person comes back in, I feel like it'll just be to strike a chord. And it'll be when you're more so focused on yourself and grounded. So you'll have the decision will be in your court as to whether or not you want to deal with this person. But this person is coming across as someone that's just only focused on themselves. They're completely withdrawn. With the Six of Wands and the Magician here, it's like this person, you know, you're wanting to manifest a new beginning and something new. I feel like it is that King of Pentacles and the Sun, but I feel like this is you and your abundance, in your growth, like you're manifesting better things for you. This person, I don't know if you're on social media or if they're on social media, something about a selfie. I never freaking channel social media selfies. It's rare that I channel that. Yeah, he's just completely withdrawn. Yeah, there's something like going on with this person that they don't want to know, that you don't know about. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this person is not focused on you. This person is more focused on their stability. So I'm sorry, but I don't see this person approaching you at all. Does anyone else have any more questions? If not, I'm going to log off. According to divine justice, should I let go? My blue bike has been stolen. That's crazy. You know, do you remember earlier, Micaiah? I don't know if you were on here, but I was channeling blue metal and something about rivets. You're welcome, my love. It's so good to see you. I hope to see you again. Micaiah, according to the divine, should Micaiah let his blue bike go? I don't know if you were here, but I was channeling something about a blue bike. Not a blue bike. I was channeling something about blue metal. Strength, the hangman, and death. So, okay. I feel like with those cards, you're being urged to let go. Page of Wands with the Chariot, the Nine of Wands. I feel like you're going to receive information and it's going to come quickly, though. Did you recently cut ties with somebody? And that's what's involving this bike? Because the Queen of Swords with the Queen of Cups and then the Tower's coming up here. And you came up on top when it came to something. And you're sitting back waiting. Or it could just be the situation with the bike. But whoever did this is in the Two of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Swords energy. So I feel like this person feels like they came out on top, but then we have the Chariot again with the Three of Swords clarifying it. I'm hearing that you don't get the bike back, but Ten of Cups, Eight of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and the Sun. This leads to a new beginning with the Four of Pentacles. This leads to a new beginning of you getting something better, bigger and better. Ten of Cups, Eight of Cups, Five of Pentacles with the Sun. So this is loss related. Ten of Cups, something that makes you happy. Eight of Cups, you're leveling up towards something better after a loss. So whatever you get now is going to be better than before. The Hanged Man is at the bottom of the deck. So it's just moving on. Ace of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles. This is with the Death and the Ace of Cups and the Devil. I feel like you let go of something, and when you let go, it affected other people, but you're calm and you're steady. But this energy here is like an energy of lack. But this is all happening because there's something with an attachment to that. By you letting this go, you walk into this new beginning. Look at it like a sacrifice. Look at this bike like a sacrifice. By you walking away from it, you walk into something better. Because the Eight of Wands is coming out here. It's like you're moving on. And as soon as you move on, you're going to see that something better is coming. But I feel like it's so much more beyond this bike. Queen of Pentacles with the Six of Wands. I feel like it's so much more beyond that. Maybe this is a new beginning with someone. I don't know, like I don't feel, Hangman again. And the Hermit. You're in this Virgo energy of sitting back and retreating and thinking things through. But you're being urged to just move on. Like you have it together. The freaking Hermit keeps coming out with the Page of Wands. This is all about your growth. And it could be too that this is returned to you. But you're being urged to let go, but that something better is coming, but also there's information coming to you. Something about blue. I'm telling you, something about blue. The color blue was sticking out to me earlier. And I said it because I was pointing to I don't know, remember which deck it was in. But I was pointing to the end of her skirt and there were like these little buttons along the edge of the skirt. And when I saw it initially, I saw metal and then I saw a car. And then I had said something along that lines of, and look, these cards are blue. And then Eight of Cups. Moving away. Moving away from the things that don't serve you. The Sun is in reverse. So... all right, my loves, I am coming off of YouTube for this morning. I wish you all a beautiful day. Thanks for rocking with me this morning. May God bless you immensely with peace, love, light, and joy. Makai, I hope that message helped give you some type of clarity. The moon was in the reverse and then it flipped around to the upright. So you might just be in this level of discernment and needing to just walk away. You know that what was done was shady. And I kind of have a feeling that you know who did it too, is what I'm getting. But then it flipped in the reverse. So you already know what it is. Just move on. They need it more than you. But I feel like you're going to get news about it. So, but yes, my loves, peace, love, and light. Have a blessed day. And remember, nothing is worth your sunshine being taken away. Talk to you soon. Bye.